Welcome everyone. I'm Laura and I'm here to introduce my friend Shane from Evolution of Fatherhood, who is going to share some of his insights in AI and how it has affected how we raise our kids. So I'm going to now hand it over to Shane.
Hello and thank you, Laura. While I've got you here, I just want to say thank you for all the help and support that you've given us over the past couple of years, and you're an asset to any position or any company that you come into. So Laura, thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you very much.
Thank you for having me here. I'm actually really excited.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go into it. All right, so we're here today. We're presenting on how AI has transformed the parenting experience, run by me, Shane Bowen. So we've got this. So the introduction we have today is this is my goals card. Right. Over the years, I've been working with AI in the companies. With 6 years, I've been flying drones and using autonomous machines, using the AI software to be able to fly with headsets, flying. We actually flew drones inside our events and taking, just before it all was regulated, but however now I had to go and get my flyers, my helicopter flying license from the drone department of Australia. So it's an amazing thing. It's been great. Went to Africa and trained some kids on how to fly drones, and so drones have been very important and a crucial part of AI. And it's a bit has a bit of a sad story to it though, because it's like the AI is actually a lot of the AI software has been developed on the battlefield. So all these DJI drones that we have, a lot of them have been, all of the technology that comes from them have come from like a wartime. So that's a little bit unpleasant, but it's actually brings the technology back to us. It's much like the car in Formula One. They have all this technology and they come down and you put those advancements in technology into the new model cars that you see today. The second thing is 360 cameras. So a couple of years ago, I helped develop Freedom 360 rig that we put 6 GoPros in, and we helped Google create some 360 footage of some resorts in Bali, and they still have our footage on their website. So apart from the big cars that you see driving around with Google, we actually were part of the the early adapters with 360. The other thing is our double D robot. We used to call him Rigor. We used to bring him around, and it was like he had like a massive box, like a coffin, and we'd take him from country to country with us, traveling around and bring him out. He was a web conferencing robot, so his head was basically an iPad, and he had little wheels, and he had a little mounting station where he charged. And you could manage him from your phone or your laptop. But at the events, he would just run around inside up through the aisles, and you can control him from stage and introduce himself and all that sort of thing. So it was a pretty incredible unit. So that was another part of the early adapters. We had, like I said before, we had 3D printing. We had leap motion controllers where we had our hands inside our computer, where we were, instead of having a mouse, you would have a hand that could actually change things on the screen. We had a puzzle box brain controlled helicopter, which was pretty awesome. We were helping develop that. What we were doing was basically you wore a headset like this guy down here, and he would, you would have to concentrate on relaxation and concentration at the same time. So it was kind of like 2 different parts of your brain. And then the helicopter would lift off the ground and fly away. So it was kind of like and it was assisted with AI. So it was brain plus AI assistant. So that was pretty cool. So they're the things that I've been working on over the past few years, probably the last 5 years, with AI and technology. So it probably gives me a few runs on the board to be able to talk to you now about it, what I see coming up in the future and what I'm really excited about. There's so much happening at the moment, and we'll see a video from Elon in a second. But the increasing integration of AI in various aspects of our lives, we need to understand that AI is not going to go away. It's part of how we will be humans. So we actually have like a partner with us the whole time, which is another intelligence, which is like your access to the World Wide Web, your access to AI interfaces, your avatars, although your internet presence is all part of your artificially intelligent connection to the rest of the world, right? So there's a network of things connecting you all together. It enables this is probably the biggest one, is that it enables automation and data analysis. So we can look back on past history as a human and interpret data, but an AI machine can do that exponentially faster than us. So it can get all the data and then just read it as a computer software, rather than having our brains having to go through spreadsheets and make it come up with the data review or the analytics from it. So the increased efficiency and accuracy is key to us utilizing AI as a positive for our own intellectual growth, right? There's voice recognitions and chatbots, there's virtual assistants, there's there's a whole stack of AI things that are happening in the background that you probably use every day that you don't even know that you're using, or it's become so commonplace that we actually have it. We actually have it as our own. We have it as a normal, it's like a microwave or an oven or something like that. So it's something that a part of our furniture now. So, the integration of AI raises ethical concerns about privacy. I mean, like if you have like an open, like a Google Home, say, set up, and you say, okay, Google, please turn the lights down. That has to be registered on a database somewhere or a server somewhere that comes back, and it actually makes your it controls the lighting for you. But that data is stored over in somebody else's, server. So it's not in your home. It's stored. The data is stored somewhere else. Okay, so. In saying all of that, I wanted to bring this video of your young Elon, because he brought this video out in 2023, and it's about how we have, how he's been warning about artificial intelligence, and how artificial intelligence, how he was warning us about open AI, and how AI is going on to to be able to be, edited and made, work by, anybody out there on the internet, including the bad guys and the good guys. But this video sort of covers it. It gives you a sense of what's happening in the background with AI.
It feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI, effectively. We are building it. And then we're building progressively greater intelligence. And the percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing. And eventually, we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence. It's going to come faster than anyone appreciates. I think it's, with each passing year, the sophistication of computer intelligence is growing dramatically. I mean, I really think we're on an exponential improvement path of artificial intelligence. And the number of smart humans that are developing AI is also increasing dramatically. I mean, if you look at like the attendance at the AI conferences, they're doubling every year. They're getting full. I have a sort of a young cousin of mine who's graduating from Berkeley in computer science and physics, and I asked him, like, well, how many of the smart students are studying AI in computer science? And the answer is all of them.
Okay, so the answer is all of them. How many smart students from Berkeley is working on AI and computer science and Elon's cousin has said all of them. So it means that the people who we actually have working in the field of AI is doubling and exponentially growing not as fast as the intelligence is growing itself. However, what the governments are doing are pushing people towards, the developers of AI and how they control it. So there is a developmental situation happening inside governments that are making AI, and some sort of control on how it is implemented or distributed around the planet. So that's a nice thing from Elon to say that that there is people working on it, that he's saying he's worried about it, but there is people being working towards it. So that's an interesting part. As part as before, how does AI assist us in fatherhood? So getting to the bare crux of what we're doing here with the evolution of fatherhood. Okay, Google, tell me a dad joke. Well, I have to be very careful because my Google Home could be listening to me, and next minute and behind me would be, because it doesn't decipher whether I'm talking to it or if I'm talking to you out there in the world. So it's like if my Google Home hears me say, okay, Google, tell me a dad joke, it'll just tell me a dad joke, even though I'm presenting to you. So it can't decipher between whether I'm talking to it. It just listens the whole time. Okay. So that also can help you, right? Like if you're like me and you have a son that likes to have a bedtime story or that likes to hear a dad joke or two, he will, I can say to Google, hey, Google, okay, Google, tell me a dad joke. And he does, right? And he laughs and then he says, okay, Google, tell me a dad joke. So he's interacting with it like it is part of me. So it's like a part of a friendship that we have. It's like, there's somebody in our room with us having a conversation or adding to our conversation, building connection. So AI powered apps, parenting apps, we can have the internet. So if you've got like a ChatGPT that you've signed into, when you look up Google Home, when you open up your normal Google to search something, if you have ChatGPT installed on your computer, what happens is you can search for your search bar like you normally would do, look for dad parenting tips, fatherhood tips. But what happens in the little box on the right now, you've got a ChatGPT and it starts to decipher what you're looking for. So it's like you get the results from the search on Google, but then you've got ChatGPT interpreting what you're looking at the same time. So you're getting this multi-level information download if you have ChatGPT installed on your computer. So, I mean, for me, it's like, I was a very young dad. I was a 21-year-old, with a baby in my arms and going, this is a big gig. This is something that's, and had I had Google, if I had in the world that developed in a different way, and now would have been back then, I certainly would have used it. I would have, asked what was the best way to, help with a baby rash. You can do that. You can search now online, but it actually is like very convoluted. You get so many different, you've got to decipher, what's going on. And with ChatGPT installed as well, you need that to be deciphered, but you get a top tip that will say, there's, use not a petroleum-based, pawpaw salve or something like that to help with your baby's, So there's information out there that comes that are extra information that would be really good. If you weren't, say, like a proficient dad yet already, but hey, who's proficient? Everyone has everyone has a bit of we all go through our phases of understanding, and some days are heroes, some days some days are diamond, some days are stone. So it's important that we know what tools we have so we can enhance our relationships, right? So AI wearable trackers, we can fathers with our iWatches and Samsung watches, we can have our child's information on our wrist at all times, so we can get warnings to say the Apple luggage disc that you put in your son's school bag is separate from his bag or something like that, so you can know that you've got this technology available where you can get warnings from your son's location and what he's doing, right? So, or your parent, not just your son, your daughter as well. And there's educational tools. So you can like engage with, all different types of SketchUps. There's a bunch of, drawing apps that you can use. I've got one here that I was looking at the other day, Big Color. If you look up bigcolor.com, you can go in there and you can actually, you can draw like your picture looks like a baby's picture because you're just using your mouse and, painting on there. But AI will make it into this beautiful masterpiece. So check that out. If you, I'll put that in the chat later on. Big Color. Okay, so it's lots of educational tools out there. You really need to have these tools. You really need to be starting to, implement those tools. So as I said before, I'm not a developer. I don't develop. I don't create things. I implement things. I take the technology and I make it usable. It's an important part of the step. So so when you've got these educational tools around that you really need to, you can enhance your game. I remember like how by grade 5 our children were like year 7, 8, 9 in their development, because they've got so much more access to information than I did in year 3. So basically you're watching some of the amazing stuff that the young kids are doing. It's on the platform of this AI technology that's actually available to them to use as well. So it's up to us to start to become implementers in that as well. So exciting stuff. Okay, so this has just come out the other day. This is a video from Virgin Voyages. Now, Virgin Voyages, I'm not actually, I'm not an advocate for Virgin Voyages. They don't, all their ships don't have any children on them, so they're, not allowed to bring your kids. But they have a unique way of mocking up an AR or augmented reality video with AI intelligence as the key to it. So let's talk about it after we watch the video.
Hi, it's me, Jennifer Lopez, Chief Celebration Officer of Virgin Voyages, here to invite you to celebrate. So come, celebrate
your anniversary, your birthday, or just generally being fabulous.
Really, Kyle?
It's good, right?
Gen AI is supposed to be inviting people to Virgin Voyages, not doing whatever that was. Just give me that. As I was saying,
why not celebrate on
an award-winning voyage
with Michelin-starred chef-curated menus,
world-class destinations, award-winning...
Boring! I'll hop in there. I'll hop right in that suit.
So supple.
I can't watch this. Give it to me. There's no kids here. That's all you need to know.
No kids!
Oh, can I live there?
Gen AI. Invite your crew to voyage. Create your custom invite at virginvoyages.com.
It's not just a yacht, it's a super yacht.
Okay. All right, let me have a look here. Okay, glitchy. Always when you're presenting on AI, there's always a few little glitches. Awesome. So there you go. So this is Jennifer Lopez. If you're doing a group booking on the Voyager, the Virgin Voyager ships, you have Jen or Avatar Jen coming in and assisting you with your booking. Now, she will actually include videos that you make with her to send to your crew to book them into your group travel. So you've got Jennifer Lopez to help you sell into these group. It's a classical bit of marketing, but it's AI driven, with Jen being the interface that you interact with on the Virgin Voyager website, and you book your group bookings from with Jennifer Lopez. I think it's insane. So cool. So, anybody, if you want to go to Virgin website, you can actually check it out. Like, I'll show you, hang on a sec. I'll just stop sharing my screen for a second and go into my screen, and there you go. There's Get Jen Low to invite your crew on a Virgin Voyages trip of a lifetime. So she's, I would say that Jen's probably done a bit of background VR work in a runtime environment, so she can take all that information. So you got a really good image of Jen. But what she's doing is promoting Virgin Voyages. She's shining a light onto Virgin Voyages as part of her, real-time thing. It's such an amazing concept. Really good piece of marketing. And J-Lo, she's forever young, right? So it's an interesting situation with J-Lo being at Virgin Voyages. Okay. All right. So AI parenting personalized guides. Now, if you're watching this video, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that have been signed up for this, but they cannot make the time. I'm making this so that it's like a weekly call, so we can just go through some AI developments. Anything that anybody has any questions about a certain particular product, they can send them to me via email, and we'll go through. We'll have a play with it during the week, and then we'll let you. We'll actually come in and break down the software and see how it works with us. Okay, so I want you to now just take a moment, pause the video. I want you to write down some some information. I want you to explain, explore how AI has transformed the way fathers access parent information and guidance. How do you see it? Like, how do you see how do you see your guidance? How do you see your AI and information accessibility, and what do you use to get that information? And then I want you to discuss, maybe write down an email, and discuss between yourselves, between each other, and with your family. Discuss the availability of AI parenting apps and what platforms, and that the platform's personalized advice and resources tailored to individual parenting styles and challenges. And then I want you to highlight after that what it is. Share how algorithms analyze vast amounts of data and information driven by the insights to fathers. How do you break down all that data, that information that you're getting from the information that you're getting from the internet or from AI as well? Okay, so there's three things: explore AI and transform way of parenting, access parenting for information for guidance, discuss the availability of AI powered parenting apps and platforms and how they look and feel to you and how you digest them. And then share how the algorithms and vast amounts of data offer driven insights for fathers. When you receive all this data, what do you do with it? How do you manage that so that you can have it like it's a part of you, right? So that's what the project that you need to do now. So just take some time, give yourself 5 or 10 minutes, and then just come back when you're ready. All right, so that will do a time jump there, because I know that you guys can pause whenever you want and fast forward, and So basically, let's have a look here. How to best prepare for AI and the evolution of AI. Okay, stay informed. Get into groups like this. Get into conversation with people. Talk about it. One thing about using AI, and it just becomes the refrigerator in the room where you're actually using this equipment and you don't even know it's AI. There's another thing about just talking about it and knowing that that's part of what it is, right? So there's an information, so you need to stay informed. And the way you stay informed is just stay in groups and have conversations about it, okay? Embrace the AI tools. Download some AI tools on your phone or your computer and just play with them. Just anything that comes your way. Somebody might recommend, say, hey, you got to try this AI, software, it's free, try that. And then just download it and have a play with it. And then, let us know. Send us an email and say, yeah, I listened to your video and I said this AI could be this AI software that I downloaded was really cool. And here's the result. Send me a link and I'll go and check it out. Nurture emotional connections. Now, this is what I was talking about before with our dad jokes. We need to really understand that there's a way that AI can actually nurture your connections with your family. Okay, so it's important that you're embracing the technology that's around there. Yes, I'm saying go and walk in the forest, because I do that all the time. Go and climb your mountain and balance that out. But use your AI, because it's not going to go anywhere. And if you're actually not using your AI, then you're putting you're not utilizing what we can do as a species as well, right? Like, so as fathers, we have, we have tools now to be able to find out information that we maybe haven't had before to process our own emotions, right? So if we have an understanding of what our children are going through via some AI apps, we can actually find out, we can find out more about ourselves in that process as well. So it's very important that we're nurturing emotional connections with AI. Come from that perspective rather than I'm going to lose my job, or I'm going to be, if things are going to get, a bit shaky if we do, if with the uncertainty of AI and its development. So I just wanted to give you that, nurturing emotional connections is the key to being able to utilize the most out of AI at this point, because, what AI has is intelligence, right? It's intelligently built to be smart and analyze and do things quicker. What it doesn't have is consciousness, right? It doesn't have the ability to say, I can be better tomorrow if I do this, or if I can work on myself in a sense. We're all on a developmental curve. There's no anyone doing it better than the other, but there's nobody on the planet at the moment that has reached total acceptance of everyone, right? So there's a part of us that we all have to do to be, conscious, but nurturing emotional connections is a big step when your family is needing a father role or a father figure inside, having that as a key part of your foundation in AI. Foster open communication. So, like having conversations about AI with your family and say, how can we develop this? Like what can we use to create more time with each other? Because at the end of the day, with kids, love for them is spelt time, right? So if we can create more time with each other, even if it's in an AR environment, or if it's, playing games together in augmented reality, then we're still connecting with that person, that the same neurons are firing off inside the child's mind that you're aware with them. So it's kind of this way of I'm not saying, do that, but not the other. You've got to balance all this out, right? But it's part of us evolving as a species, and that's my belief anyway. So we've all got concerns and understandings, but I think that for me it's about focusing in on the positive of it. And it probably helps that because I've been in a developmental insider, understanding how to implement these things, I understand what the technology can do. Okay, so use your how to best be prepared is to prepare yourself. Like, just start today. Just, come on these webinars, understand how we can interact with AI and how we can utilize it for your parenting ability, right? So that's the main thing. And your self-development, right, too. There's the part of it that many men haven't even been exposed to, the avenue of consciously evolving or anything like that, because the people who are doing the consciously evolving presentations are something that they don't connect with. So when you've got somebody that's actually, understanding, then there you go, right? There's an AI that's going to be able to talk to you in your privacy of your own home and talk to you in your language so you can understand it. Okay, so a couple of the things that I do use with AI every single day. I have Lightroom presets. This is an easy way to understand how AI works. So as you can see here in this image, you can buy these preset images for Lightroom as a plugin, which means you can, like you can see in the image there, the original photo looks like that. And then when you put a, AI plugin, when you use the AI presets, you can change the sky to a dramatic blue or a dark scope. So let me just quickly show you that, because that's an important thing, because it's nice and easy, and it's easy for you guys to access if you need to get a grip and say, okay, I'm actually working on AI at the moment, or I'm actually I understand what AI is now. I'm not meant to be that scared of it. So let me just stop my screen share, and then I'll come back to, okay, we're nearly going over 22 half an hour, so I'll have to speed this up a bit. Okay, so, no, that's what I don't want. I've done the same thing again. Here we go. Now, I'm just going to open up Lightroom. So then you're seeing this picture of my son surfing, right? So then you go into this presets tab over here. And then boom. All right. So now you've got a presets tab. You can enhance portrait. You can change the sky. Let me find an unedited one. So there you got a sky there. You go into your presets. You go down to blue drama. Okay. Boom. Change my sky to blue. See that? That's what it looks like normal. That's when you've enhanced it with AI. Okay, so pretty easy, right? So it's just these enhancement tools are all available to you. They're just been, you know, some smart people have come out there and they've put these presets together, and then you've come along and basically, you know, grab this information and use it yourself. So it's already done for you, right? So it's important. Okay, so then I'm going to jump back into the presentation. I'm just wrapping up, Laura. Okay, so Kyber is another AI imaging tool. This is my son. This is a little bit of El Cara. He was at band practice the other day. This is him evolving into Eddie Van Halen. So it's like you can just go into this Kyber and just put in his photo and say, turn this young man into a young Eddie Van Halen, and off he goes. He goes and look, you know, how visual is that for your son, right? To know that he's got, you know, the Eddie Van Halen. So it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of interaction. It's just, you know, how you can change, you know, an image. But these imaging tools with AI are just a lot of fun. Like you can create these cool things. But as you can see his arms missing there. So with the AI, they miss fingers and arms a little bit. When it develops in its own sense, it's just going to get better and better, like high definition video gets better and better, right? So AI will develop in itself and become more high definition as it goes along. But at the moment, it still has its little things where it's like the little gaps in the code that comes along and they miss and it drops out a little bit. So you can sort of see when something's a little bit AI-ish because there's often little bits of, you know, misses on there. Okay. All right. We're going to skip there because we're going to go back to we're going to go off to the ending now. Okay, the evolution of fatherhood. We're having a beautiful retreat in Bali from the 3rd to the 10th of September. We want to invite you all to come. We've got amazing presenters coming along. Where basically we've got this for adventure-seeking fathers. We've got like basically, you know, a program where there's a couple of days of workshops. Then, you know, a little bit of island hopping. We've got a little bit of, you know, we're going to do a little bit of mountain climbing perhaps. And basically we'll set some intentions and we'll climb to the top. We'll talk about it at the summit. We'll have some interactions. And then we'll finish off with some, you know, nice massages and some good food and you know, and then you'll have, you know, memories for your son forever and ever. You know, there's a whole stack of information on this evolution of fatherhood retreat in Bali for you. But if you are interested, I'll put the link inside the chat for you, and it'll be, you know, it'll be easy for you to be able to book in. Okay. Next thing is that I want to thank you for joining us. There's a few links here that you can actually join, that you can connect with me on. And our next presentation will be next week on the 13th, Thursday, the 13th of July. And you can register for that. And the next topic is engaging with AI to balancing of working and family life. Okay, so we're going to talk about exactly how we're going to balance that life, that work, that AI interaction and that family life, and make sure that we can get the best out of our AI experience. Okay, so thank you very much, Laura, for the introduction and sticking around for the whole presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. It's just part of the first step of where we're going with the evolution of fatherhood. And I'm so honored that you've stuck around and that you've got you know, you're such a beautiful advocate for humanity for us. So I just want to thank you again for that.
Thank you.
All right. I will see you all soon. See you next week, 13th of July, 3 p.m. Singapore. Okay. Bye.
Bye.